It was the coldest winter I'd ever seen. The snow was piling up outside the cabin. I could hear the sharp, hollow wind scream all night as I sat by my rattling windows. I was told time and time again that buying this place was a bad idea. Nobody likes renting this far north. You'll never make your investment back. The woods creep people out. It went on and on. I didn't buy it to turn a profit. I bought it because I liked being alone. I spent most of my life alone, and I've always felt like it suited me. I woke up one morning to a knock on the door. Maybe neighbors welcoming the new guy? Unlikely, considering I'd moved in 3 years ago, but the people around here seemed kinda closed off. Perhaps it just took them a while to come around. I threw off the covers, shoved my feet in my slippers, and answered the door. No one. I stood there shivering in the doorway, my face buffeted by the brisk wind, feeling stupid. Kids love to joke around. Truth be told, I hadn't seen any kids since I got here, but just because I can't see them doesn't mean they haven't been scouting me out. I slammed the door angrily and went about my day. The next morning I woke up to the sound of a bell. I checked the time, 8:34 in the morning. Can't beat church bells. I'm pretty sure they were always on the hour. I yawned as I stretched my whole body like a lazy cat, hearing the popping of my joints. I threw on a bathrobe, my slippers, and opened the door. Nothing, again. I was starting to get irritated. Things had been going so great for me here. Just snow and silence. I knew the snow would be here for a while, but I was hoping the quiet was going to stay longer. I stepped out onto my porch, the hot mist of my breath forming a tiny fog around me. The trees stretched out for miles. The pines surrounded the cabin like a tall green fence, hiding me from the world. Well, almost the world, save for the obnoxious kids and bells. As the weeks went by, nothing happened. I was finally able to get back into a routine. Some people think being isolated, well, drives you crazy. But those people just never had a routine. You need a reason to get up every morning. I get up and I write. I'm not trying to get money off of it. It's for me. It's the thing that keeps me going. It was getting late. The sun was dipping out of view behind the trees. I was almost finished with the paragraph I was working on when I thought I heard something. Scratching. It sounded like it was at the door. I was about to get up and check it out, but the wind was really picking it up. It had taken me so long to get the fireplace going. I wasn't about to risk it going out from a stray gust of wind that might sneak in if I opened the door. Whatever raccoon or squirrel trying to get in out there was just going to have to stay cold. At least they have fur. Checking the time and admitting to myself that no decent work was going to get done at this point, I decided to turn in. That night, a loud, jarring thud made me jump out of bed in the middle of the night. It sounded like someone threw a rock. After weeks of uninterrupted silence, I was pissed. I got up, ran to the door, and threw it open. I looked down and at my doorstep to find the rock. But it wasn't a rock, it was a hand, or at least part of one. I stared down at it and its long, jagged fingernails. Suddenly, it started to move, trying to grip the splintering wood of my porch with its nails. Instantly, I recognized the scratching from earlier today. Looking up, I saw them all, staring at me. The moonlight reflecting off the snow played weird shadows on what was left on their faces. The 3 corpses stood out there in the knee-deep snow. One was missing a hand. One held a bell. The one with vocal cords that still worked called out to me. They beckoned and they begged. They pleaded with me. They told me this was the last time they'd try. They told me they didn't have the strength to try again. They told me it was so much better than I could have ever possibly imagined. I asked them what I asked every time they'd come before. Is it crowded? What was left of the connective tissue on their necks hung the meekly replied that it was. So I picked up the hand and I hurled it back at them, turned around and slammed the door behind me. You'd think after 3 years they've got the message. If I wanted to go, I would, but I don't, so I won't. I looked at my face in the mirror as I passed by, on my way back to bed. My cheeks were all red from the frustration. I took some deep breaths and stared at my reflection, trying to calm down. I stuck my hand casually through the gaping hole in my forehead, and right out the back to itch the nape of my neck. Imagine if I hadn't used the shotgun. I'd never been able to reach it. I sat on the bed and stared out the window, seeing the three of them grow more distant, their jerky movements leaving strange abstract prints in the snow. Laying down on the mattress and pulling the covers around me, I drifted off to sleep, looking forward to quiet, writing my next chapter, and eternity.